Joe Budden responds back to Adam22. That's right, on Twitter, Joe Budden decided to fire back at Adam22. This comes on the heels of Adam22 declaring that there is a top 3 in media, I guess hip-hop media, and Joe Budden is not on it.
Joe Budden, you zesty perkhead motherfucker. Somebody sent me a clip of Joe Budden claiming that No Jumper is doing real bad in terms of our views and everything. So let's do the science. Joe Budden's channel has got 12 million views in the past month. No Jumper's main channel plus our clips channel has done about 26, 27 million views for the past month. So we are 2 times by far what you have going on. And on top of that, we kill it on Facebook. We kill it on Snapchat. We have 3 million followers on Instagram, and we make a huge amount of money on there. Joe Budden, I don't want to hear shit. You're running a chop shop. You might have the whole hip-hop media gassed into thinking that you're really killing it like that. But trust me, when you want to talk about who's really doing business out here, it's not you. There's a big 3, and you're not in it. It's me, Vlad, and that fat motherfucker you were saying.
It's only him, Adam22, Vlad, and academics. Well, Joe Budden would respond and say this on Twitter. Some of you media been trying to force a beef relationship with me for years. I'm too at peace for the contrived hootenanny, and my God is too good for me to pretend like he isn't. Please don't let me be a distraction to your plans. With a little more focus, you maybe can lose even more. And after that, Joe Budden would say, Big 3, I only see me and my man up here. Tuh. Oh yeah, Joe Budden is firing back. Now, this is very fascinating, right? Because this all happened as a result of academics going on Joe Budden's Patreon, and Joe Budden would mention or take some shots at Adam22.
Have you checked the views on No Jumper videos lately? Because I did.
Not like straight shots, but subliminal shots, passive-aggressive shots, and comment on how the views at No Jumper look a little shaky. Now, this is interesting because Joe Budden is basically being told by Adam22, you are not in the top 3. And I think there's a conversation to be had. But before I get to that, I would also like to add that Ian Schwartzman fired back with a tweet of his own. And Ian, of course, is the manager of Joe Budden. And he would say, there's no comparison to what we do. No vanity metric that'll ever size up to the machine we are and continue to be. One metric that does exist for certain, mentioning our operation or the man's name creates engagement. I will give it to Ian. There's nobody in media who generates traffic like Joe Budden. I don't know why that is, but I think it's because Joe Budden is the Forrest Gump of hip hop, right? His story intersects with Drake, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, and he's also a very great entertainer. Now, I want to explore what Adam said about the top 3 in media, and I think it's a conversation because I kind of agree with Adam to some extent, but I also agree with Joe Budden being in the top 3 easily. First, to me, Vlad is a documentary style type dude, so I'm immediately taking him out. Then there's Adam22. I think his business operation is great. Like, he has a whole network, and regardless of what you think about the content, it is still ran really well. Like, Adam22, much like Joe Budden, lost a big part of his network and rebounded. Academics, obviously a pathway, a key holder to the young generation, and he just works really hard. So he's definitely in that top 3, as Complex would put him at number 1. And now we arrive at Joe Budden. For me, Joe Budden remains the top entertainer. He connects with people because of the way he's able to perform, right? He can perform with no type of studio setup. You could lock him in a room, you can throw him in a back alley, and he'll make an entertaining show. And I think that's because of his days as a rapper. It's also because of his ability to embrace the nerdy parts of his character, right? He's not only a one-trick pony. He doesn't only do hip-hop like Gillian Wallow or Nori. He can talk about rock music. He can talk about dance music. He can talk about literally anything. And for me, he's definitely in the top 3. Right, Adam? Come on, right? Adam, let's have a conversation. I know the two of you ain't been seeing eye to eye lately. But I think Adam in his heart of hearts would tell you that Joe Budden is somebody he looks to for influence. Hell, Joe Budden even influenced academics. After Everyday Struggle, academics became a better entertainer. And if you look at the impact of Joe Budden, you look at how his podcast with Rory Mal, there's still a lot of people trying to imitate that set. There's still a lot of people trying to be the Joe Budden. Ian Dunlop, I know this is random, but Ian Dunlop took some of Joe Budden's sauce, some of his style. He literally became the Joe Budden of the stock space. So you just see his impact everywhere. And like Ian said, mentioning his channel, mentioning his podcast gets you a lot of traffic. Of course, you got to do it well and you got to make sure you work hard, because just doing that doesn't make it succeed. Hint, hint. But he's right. But Adam also has a bunch of YouTubers who are thriving off of talking about him. But I think with Joe Budden, some of the biggest pod about potters get their views through him. But let me know what you think. Who are the top 3 in media? I think as a businessman, Adam22 is just different. Like, his creative mind, the way he can see talent is on a different level than Joe. But Joe is the premier entertainer when it comes to his facial expressions, the way he is on camera. And then academics is work ethic, his ability to research. Oh man, it's interesting. But to me, it's Joe Budden, No Jumper, academics. Like, I watch Joe Budden the most, I watch No Jumper second, and then I watch academics occasionally. I don't watch him that often, but I do think he's great at what he does. All right, y'all, that's my video. Let me know what you think about the tweets Joe Budden sent back at Adam22. I believe he has since deleted those tweets. I wonder why he did. My guess is because he does not want to be someone who entertains Adam22, but it's a little too late for that, Adam. And I'm curious to see what Complex's top 25 list will be. I'm thinking of doing some type of content with regards to the top 10 people in media, but we will see. All right, y'all, that's my video for today. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.